What's up, guys? As you can see, we're doing a kind of a short uppy closey time with the Crown uwell 3. They say that this tank is supposed to be leak proof. Yeah, it's not. I've been vaping on this thing for about 2 weeks now, and as you can pick up, it's starting to leak right through here. I love this tank. This is probably by far one of my favorite tanks. And it's decently priced. I think we bought it online for like 27 bucks. ejuicedirect.com. This video is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form by uwell or ejuicedirect.com. Everything that you see on our videos is paid for out of our pocket. Period. We are not sponsored by any company to do reviews. Everything that you see comes from us. We go out, we buy it, we find the best deals possible. We try to pass those deals on to you. But yeah, I haven't had an issue out of this tank until I put it on my cartel. My cartel auto-fired with this tank on it and caused it to start leaking. I actually got burned pretty bad because the e-juice that I was running in it started boiling. Now it's not a con to this tank, because I don't know if it was a con to my cartel or this tank. I don't know. But like I said, by far, this is one of my favorite tanks. I do have another tank, yet I don't have coils for it. I've had this tank probably close to about 5 months now. Not this one. It's the... Sorry, I had to go across the room and grab this big boy. This is my favorite tank, the Skelly Slider L, and again, not sponsored by Skelly. Move out of the frame real quick. This thing, by far, is my favorite tank. It is a 28 millimeter top fill, huge airflows. Like, the airflows in this thing are just straight massive. I mean, you can see that. I mean, just the difference in the size comparison. I mean, huge wide bore drip tip. I mean, you see that the chamber in there, right? Thing's huge. But yeah, by far, sorry, can't get it to stand up here. By far, this was my favorite tank. Well, this was my favorite tank until this thing came out. But this thing's starting to leak and it's starting to irritate me because it's supposed to be a leak-proof tank. Well, obviously it's not, because some malfunction happened or something like that. But sorry guys, you gotta bear with me. I'm still doing this by myself. My other guys at work, and we'll be uploaded it later. As soon as I get the coils for the Skelly Slider L in, I'll do a full review. But again, you know, that, and I've had an issue with the O-rings. The O-rings up here on the drip tip, like, get snagged really easy if you don't push the drip tip straight in. It'll catch on the side and it'll end up ripping that O-ring. That, see, exactly just like that right there. It has to go in evenly or get snagged. And then I had the issue with this O-ring here yesterday. This is the second O-ring that I had to replace, because when I took it all apart, it basically got up here on the threads, and when I went to put the cap back on, it decided to cut it. So the O-rings are really, really loose after probably about 4 or 5 uses. If you don't get I have a tendency, I like to wash my drip tips off probably 3-4 times a day. Well, you know, you're going to get in a hurry to go do something or whatever. You take that drip tip, see it's leaking bad. You take that drip tip off, and then when you go to stick it back in, it catches that O-ring. And then, like I said, you got to get it in there pretty much perfect. And then if this center pin in here, you have that little crown tool inside the case to unscrew it and take the tank apart and all that stuff. Well, it was loose, extremely loose. Like, I didn't even know it was loose until yesterday when I went to go take it all apart and clean it, trying to figure out the leaking issue. Yeah, I still have yet to figure out the leaking issue due to the fact that it's coming from the bottom, so it's coming through the top, or the coil is getting really soaked, and it's starting to drain down the middle. And it's that. Another issue I had with this tank is, if you can see that, when you go to all this, like your spit bag accumulates in this little O-ring. So when it's on here, this stuff starts getting covered, and it's messy. I mean, it's extremely messy. I mean, beautiful design, beautiful paint. I haven't had not one issue out of the paint on this thing. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm doing all this by myself, and I need a toot on this Drew Gum vaping on. I had to blow off old juice that was on my cotton. Sitting here vaping on Candy King's Strawberry Watermelon. This stuff, by far, is one of my favorites. And again, I'm not endorsed by Candy King in any shape or in any way. But I know eJuice Direct has this eJuice for sale right now for I want to say it was $19.99. I'll put a link in the description. That way you guys can go check them out. You do have to make an account in order to see prices. And that's because they are really, really cheap. I know you can get the coil art trickery kits for like $49 and like $52 or $59, somewhere in there. And it comes with the mech mod and the RDA. I think that's it for today, guys. Oh, another point I want to point out. Coils in this thing. Love the coils. Other than the fact that they don't last very long. I've got the 80 to 90 the 80 to 90 watt coil in there, and I think it lasts me maybe 4 days. And that's not even vaping on it constantly, because this is what I'm usually vaping on. That or the Limitless LMC RTA. But coil heads don't last very long. I would love to see a coil head for this last a week. Constant vaping. Since I bought this tank, I've been through 4 coils already. I've had it maybe 3 weeks. Not if 3 weeks or even that. Other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much my talking points today. We'll if I lost this thing, it broke somehow, got ran over, whatever the scenario might be, would I go out and buy another one? for 27 bucks, it's not bad. I mean, their new tank that they just came out with, the uwell, whatever it is, Game of Thor, whatever, tank. I haven't yet to review that one. I haven't even got a chance to get my hands on it yet. But from what I've been reading and other reviewers, it seems like a better tank. It could potentially put this tank to shame. It uses the same type of coil heads. It's not the same coil heads, but the same type of coil heads where you don't have to break them in, and that's another plus to this tank. You prime your tank, or you prime your coil like you would any other coil. You pop it in, you fill it up with juice, you set it 80 watts, 90 watts, whatever the coil head's rated at, wherever you feel comfortable vaping at. You can start hitting it, and you get superb flavor, pretty good cloud. Whereas the smock, and not dissing smock in any way. Whereas, for example, my girlfriend has the TFV8. Well, she hates new coils because she's got to prime the coil, stick the coil in, set it at the lowest wattage that coil's rated at, and start hitting. And she, one day, it took me 2 hours to get the coil head from 40 watts to 120 watts, where it's best to vape at. The break-in tastes like oily cotton. This, I have never had that issue. Even with the burnt coil, I still don't have that taste. So if you can go out, buy this coil, or this tank, go out and do it. I've had the Crown tank, I've had the Crown 2, and this is the Crown 3. This, by far, is my favorite tank by Crown. Now, with that said, I would love for them to do an RBA for this. I would love an RBA for this. That, or if Crown came out with an RDA. An RDA by Crown would be awesome. As long as it's got the perfect deck, the perfect chup cap, perfect barrel, flavor, cloud. I mean, come on, guys. Who else wants to see a Crown RDA? Or even the Crown 3 RBA? As is always, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you guys want to continue seeing new videos, hit that like button, because you guys are what makes this possible. Until next time, keep on vaping.